Hi, I'm Andrea. Thank you for joining me for this 30-minute yoga practice. If you don't happen to have a yoga mat, find a place in your house that's not too slippery, maybe a carpeted area. That'll work just great. You can do this in shoes if you choose. I happen to be barefoot. Always a great idea to have a few props on hand. A couple of blocks if you don't have them. Thick books are great. A folded blanket or towel, even dish towel, just so we have something to pad our knees with. In this practice, we'll actually need that. Also, something like a bolster. You could take a cushion from your couch or maybe a dense pillow. And I like to have a chair, just in case I want to use it for balance or to get to the floor. And then we'll start with our feet hip distance. Probably best if you face me and let me do the moving around so that it's easiest for you to follow the instruction. So start with your feet hip distance, palms turn out, we stand into our mountain pose. And mountain pose is like standing with beautiful posture all the time, even when we're not on our yoga mat. Feel into your feet, all 4 points of your feet, soft bend in your knees. Think ears over shoulders, over hips, over heels. With your palms turning away from one another, it gives you an open-hearted smile of your collarbones, an uplift even of spirit. Take a couple moments here to stop so that we can start. Standing tall. Interlace your hands behind your back. I'll turn so that you can see what I mean. Stay with your hip distance stance. Drag your knuckles down towards the ground, that smiling collarbone that we were talking about, the collarbones. Allow this to encourage even more of that. But at the same time, we don't want to collapse into our lower back. So think ears over shoulders, over hips, over heels as you drag the knuckles down. And probably feel a little stretch in your chest. Allow for an uplift of your belly so you feel supported in your uplift. And now take your interlaced hands and tuck them onto your right hip. So like a little grandchild seated on your hip. And then bring your elbows towards one another. We're still not dumping into the low back. So you can probably see me best here. You're drawing the elbows towards one another. We stay with our hip distance stance. Sometimes I like to kind of just experiment a little bit with the angle of my head and my neck to see where the tight bits live and to encourage them to let go. So none of this is as if something is being done wrong, and none of this is forceful. We're just curious about our own beautiful bodies. A couple moments. Let your chin now be parallel to the ground and see if we can find a bit more stillness. Once again, drag those knuckles down and take note of which pinky is on the bottom. And then unlace and relace with the other pinky finger on the bottom. Remind yourself of ears over shoulders, over hips, over heels as we drag this new interlace towards the ground a bit. We stay with our project of an open-hearted smile. And we'll tuck this new interlace onto our left hip. And as we do, we just make sure that that doesn't collapse into the lower back. Magnetize your elbows towards each other a little bit. And then when you feel the feedback of sensation, breathe into it without forcing beyond it. If that kind of interested movement of your side to side or forward and back or turning of your head suits you here, you can do it here too. curious into your own body for a few more moments. And at some point soon, allow your chin to be parallel to the ground and a little bit more stillness to prevail. And then drag that interlace towards the ground. Release with your palms facing away from one another. We'll situate ourselves facing the long edge of our mat, and we're going to want to set up some props first. So let your blocks be off the long edge of your mat, not underfoot. And some of us might choose to use our chair, so you will situate your chair mid-mat and off your mat. We never want our props underfoot or in our working area. And then once you've got that, and now that we have our props in place, let's step wide, thumbs to the sky, ankles underneath wrists is a good starting place. Turn your right leg out from your hip butt so that your right foot faces the short edge of your mat. And then cheat your left heel back at a 45-degree angle. We'll measure first, bend your front knee, and you want to assure that you have knee over ankle, not knee beyond ankle. We'll be dynamic here to warm up. Straighten your front leg, V shape, overhead, thumbs to the sky. And then rebend your front knee, arms reach wide. Straighten your front leg, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. Bend your front knee, arms out to the side. I like to inhale as I straighten and make my V shape. And then bending the front knee, thumbs to the sky is the exhale. Let's go back and forth dynamically. Inhaling and exhaling. Great way to find our warm-up. Do just a few more back and forth here. And then we'll settle in to a bent front knee. Right forearm against your right thigh. Left thumb to the sky. We're not collapsed and crumbling. We're not sticking our right hip out. We want to hug that right hip underneath us. Get sort of a karate chop feel happening in your right forearm, and then turn your left thumb down and weave your left arm behind your back so that it feels a little bit like the interlace that we did together at the very beginning of our practice. And here in this new shape, feel open-hearted smile across your collarbones. Let your right thigh bone feel encouraged to move to the right, and we'll stay for a few moments and let this steep our heart open, our hips open. Silent meditation in this shape for just a few more moments. Of course, if you wanted or needed to carefully come back into Warrior Two and straighten the front leg for a moment for a break, you can totally do that. Now free your left arm up to the sky, thumb to the sky. It'll be a little spicy in this front thigh, so firm through your feet and your belly, upright, thumbs to the sky, Warrior Two. Straighten your front leg. Turn all toes to face that long edge of your mat, and then turn your left leg to face the short edge of your mat. Let that happen in the hip. Cheat your right heel back, thumbs to the sky, arms out to the side. Bend your front knee. We should be pretty good alignment-wise. So bending our front knee and then straightening the front leg, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. Bending and straightening, and maybe you find The exhale as you bend the front knee. And the inhale as you straighten your front leg. And we just go back and forth as a way to build some heat. It's like a little dance, our Warrior 2 dynamic dance. Let's take a few more. If your tempo's different than mine, great. Celebrate it. Next time you're bending your front knee, stay there. Left forearm across your thigh and right thumb up to the sky. You're convincing that left thigh bone a little bit to the left so we're not letting it collapse over to the right. And then right thumb faces down and we'll wrap the top arm behind our back as an open-hearted smile. See if you can feel the interlace that we did at the beginning of the practice as part of the recipe here. Stamp into your left heel. Feel a sense of traction through your spine. So we're long through our spine. We're not sticking our butt out behind us. We have that left hip hugging underneath. And both sides of our waist feel long. On this side, just like the first, if you find that you need to gently and carefully exit the pose and take a break and then come back, feel free to do it. Be silent for a few moments. Open-hearted meditation. Now free your right arm up to the sky. Firm through your feet and your belly and come upright, thumbs face the sky. Slowly let your front legs straighten. Turn all of your toes to face the long edge of your mat. We'll stay with our wide stance for a moment. Turn your right leg out so that your right foot is facing the short edge of your mat. Cheat your back heel back at a 45-degree angle. Thumbs to the sky. And we have our props in place. That's handy for this next posture. Hinging at your hip, so not side bending, but hinging and letting your left hip rise. You'll reach long out in front of you and either take your right hand onto a block on the outside of your right foot, or you can use the base of your chair underneath your right hand for our triangle pose. Although it's a straight-legged pose, it has a little tiny buffer of bend in our right knee. We keep our hip hinge, we keep our head higher than our hips. Now turn your left thumb down like we did in our side angle and weave that top arm behind your back. See if you can inhale, lengthen to your spine and that hinge at your hip. And maybe the exhale turns your chest a little higher to the sky. Steady breathing. Inner upper arm of your right arm is spinning back behind you like it's splashing behind you, and it takes your shoulder out of your ear. A few moments of silent meditation here. Free your left arm up to the sky and firm through your feet and your belly. Have a little bit of bend in that front knee and your right knee. You might even move your prop off to the side as you come upright. So prop moving is mindful too. Turn all of your toes to face the long edge of your mat. And then from deep in your left hip, turn your left foot to face the short edge of your mat. Cheat your right heel at that 45-degree angle, thumbs to the sky. Remember, not side flexion it's called, not a side bend, but a hip hinge. Reach long with your left hand. And then settle it onto a block or onto the base of your chair. So left hand down, right thumb for the time being is up to the sky. Press into your left big toe mound. Let there be a little buffer of bend in your knee so we're not locked out and hyperextended. And then turn your right thumb down, weave your right arm behind your back, and we find our open-hearted smile in our triangle on side 2. Inner upper arm on that left arm is spinning so that we take the shoulder out of our ear. And we enjoy a few breaths of silent meditation in our open-hearted, smiling triangle. Free your right arm to the sky, thumb to the sky. Add a little bit of bend to your front knee and come all the way upright. Thumbs to the sky as we turn all of our toes to face the long edge, and then heel toe until you're hip distance. Prop movage and body movage to the front edge of our mat. So take your chair with you to the front edge. Situate it so that you've got your chair base facing you. And then we'll take our blocks, in case you want to use those, and bring them off the sides of our mat so they're not underfoot. And once we're situated, stand back into your mountain, palms turn out. A little bit of a half sun salutation. Inhale, arms out and up, a V shape, and then hinge at your hips. Take your hands to your thighs. Inhale your heart forward. Exhale, hinge at your hips, and then inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. Stand into your mountain, adding on. Inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky. Exhale, hinge at your hips and hands to your thighs. Inhale, your heart forward. Exhale, hinge a little deeper, hands onto the base of your chair or hands onto your blocks. Step your left foot back. And lower your back knee. You might want to incorporate taking your folded towel or blanket underneath your left knee here. I like to keep my back toes curled under. It helps to support my knee as well. We're upright, we're using our blocks at the moment, but then take your arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, sort of like we just did with our Warrior 2. Then turn your thumbs to face down, and either a fist pump behind your back, or you can hold your elbows behind your back, or create a prayer position behind your back. Another expression of our open-hearted smile. Grow tall in the saddle. Inhale here, and then exhale, start to turn to your right. Inhale tall, and exhale, turn to your right. Inhale tall. Exhale turn. Last few moments, exactly as we are. Now unwind and release your arms into our V shape overhead. Return your hands to your blocks or to the base of your chair. Carefully take your back knee off your mat. Step forward, left foot hip distance from right, and then take your hands onto your thighs. Inhale some length into your spine, and exhale, hinge at your hips. Inhale, arms up. V shape, thumbs to the sky as we stand, and then float your arms along your side. Second side of that, inhale, arms out and up, a V shape, and then exhale, hinge at your hips and hands to your thighs. Inhale, your heart forward, either hands to the base of your chair or hands onto your blocks, and this time it's our right foot that steps back. Now you might want to think about using that padding underneath your right knee, but we'll lower the right knee and then you can navigate props where they help you. For the time being, our hands are either on our chair base or on our blocks, and we're nice and tall. Could be nice to have the back toes curled under also. And then thumbs to the sky, arms out to the side. We grow tall and turn our thumbs to face down for either our fist pump or holding the elbows or prayer behind the back on this side. Open-hearted smile as we begin our twist to the left. Inhale, grow tall, and exhale, find your turn. Inhale, and exhale, twist. Stay with that, I'll be silent. A few moments of open-hearted twisting. Gently unwind back to center and release your arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, take a V shape overhead. This time, hands to your blocks or to the base of your chair, and we'll stay low to the ground. Swoop your left knee next to your right knee. Move your props off to the side, and I'm going to also move my chair a bit just so I know that you can see me fine. You can now use your folded blanket or the bolster or cushion that you took from your couch to sit on as we sit together in a cross-legged seat. We'll let the right shin be in front of the left shin first, and it's not crossing at the ankles. We want a little bit more of a thorough cross at the shins. We sit tall. Fingertips on either side of your hips. Open-hearted smile. Arms out to the side, first thumbs to the sky, then we turn our thumbs down like we've done before, and we create a prayer or a fist pump or holding the elbows behind our back in our seated cross-legged position. A few moments here. You can close your eyes in meditation, maybe drift your gaze down towards the ground in our meditation. Again, I'll give you silence and space. Gently free your arms, out to the side, thumbs to the sky. And then return your fingertips to the ground. Lean back enough to let your legs go out in front of you for a little waggle. And then we'll switch our cross. So left shin in front of right shin, crossing at the shins, not just at the ankles. Start with your hands next to your hips, elevate your heart. Arms out to the side, thumbs first to the sky, and then we turn the thumbs down and we grow a fist pump or a prayer, or you hold your elbows behind you, side two. You can close your eyes if you'd like. I'll give you the same silence and stillness to meditate here. Open-hearted, smiling meditation. Free your prayer from behind your back, thumbs to the sky, arms out to the the side. Place your hands on the ground, waggle your legs out in front of you, and ultimately find your way onto your belly. So you can shift your props out of the way. Once we're on our belly, Sphinx Pose. So traction your forearms onto the ground. Think open-hearted smile again as you draw your chest through the gateway of your arms. Let your chin be parallel to the ground, so we're not trying to do this with our chin. We're feeling a little dusting of even that early interlace that we found at the beginning of the breath. Lower down and make a pillow with your hands. Rest your forehead on your hands and windshield wiper your legs back and forth a couple of times. Just let it feel great. And then once again, traction your elbows towards you. Draw your chest to the gateway of your arms. Pause a few moments here. And then lower down, let's take our windshield wiper one more time. Side to side. And then roll over onto your back. Make yourself comfortable for our Shavasana final meditation. You might want to cover yourself with something, cover your eyes with something. I like to shimmy my shoulder blades underneath me. Sometimes it feels better to step your feet wide and let your knees knock in on one another. Let yourself completely let go here. You're welcome to stay in your Shavasana as long as you'd like. If you're ready, wiggle fingers and toes, maybe stretch your arms and legs away from each other. Collect your knees into your chest and roll carefully to either side. Once you're seated in a comfortable position, rest your hands up or down on your lap and just absorb this open-hearted smile, so that you can take it with you